Welcome back and thank you very much indeed for your time. This is TV3Newday. As we get ready for the NPP's national executive elections, we are nosing around to also take a look at what the possibilities, especially knowing full well that some of the aspirants are checking out of the competition, being joining phone line by pollster Ben Efson. Good morning, sir, and thank you very much for your time.
Good morning to our viewers and good morning to you too.
Are you surprised, or if you like, worried that some candidates are pulling out of the contest in the run-up to the main contest this weekend?
I'm not. I'm not surprised. They're on the ground. The election for the national executives is a limited number of delegates. So if on your rounds you realize that certain persons who are promised or certain persons you expected to be on your side are no more on your side, why continue spending money? You see, you don't like the flag bearership race where 205,000 delegates will vote in their various constituencies. So as if you are now a flag bearer and you haven't gotten people elected at these various levels, forget it. Now these delegates who vote for the national executives on Saturday, they are known. People have targeted them, and they will decide that, look, I haven't got enough with delegates, so shall I continue spending? So they'll just decide to pick to minimize their losses. So I'm not too surprised.
Now, again, this will be the face-changing regime, or if you like, a paradigm shift for the NPP, given the fact that they have intentioned to break the 8, as has been trumpeted over and over again. Now, if you look at the contestants who have brought themselves forward for the various positions, national chairman, vice chairman, secretaryship, and organizer, national coordinator, all of those ones, is it your view from where you sit that these are the men possibly to break the 8?
Please come again, the last sentence.
I am asking that if you look at the stream of contestants who have come up, and the NPP has its mantra running, breaking the 8, breaking the 8. Are these the men to break the 8? Either of them, any of them?
Well, I think that, for the national executive positions, the engine of the party rests on the chairman and the secretary. More of the secretary who runs the day-to-day affairs of the party. So the various levels are important. Now, is the cohesion among the national executives that will be important, because breaking the 8 and the NDC trying to maintain that every tradition must have 8 years. They have stolen a march on the NDC, because normally, if you're in opposition, you should be at this stage with the elections. The NPP has gotten their act together, and then with this crunch economy that is likely to hurt them, they have a bit of luck on their side that it's 2.5 years to elections. From my experience of polling and so on, in election year, if you cut your head and give it to the voter, forget it. He thinks that it's going to be more of because it's election year. So that is basically what it is. So if they're elected, they have a sense of purpose, and they're able to work together. 2024 will be interesting.
Now, again, those aspirants who are pulling out, some say that could presuppose that they don't subscribe to the politics of monocracy, or rather, they have the powers that be, some quarters, trying to muzzle them out, or there's a cartel that doesn't want you a chance to get in. What do you see?
Oh, I think that after monocracy, it is the politician who has taught the delegates. Some years ago, one of my researchers was a teacher, and he said, in case I went round, I should pass through his school. So I went to his school. He didn't tell me what it was. Well, I'll give you an example of how monocracy has permeated to young people in the area. So just started asking a question, what will you be if you grow up? Some said policeman, journalist, doctor. About 3 or 4 of them said they want to be party delegates. At that 10, 11 years, it tells you that in the rural areas and so on, being a party delegate is viewed as a profession. So when was break, I called the gentleman and I said, the guy said, my father is a farmer, but he's a party delegate. But, when it's getting to election time, my mother gets more meat in the soup. He said it in tea. But tells you that he realizes that maybe for a 4-year period, a friend who's a teacher, whose father is a teacher, does not get the benefit. And that's how it permeates down. So after the monocracy is the politician, my brother, who has fed it into the delegate. After being elected as MP, for the first year, 1.5 years, they will pass by them in the dusty road to their farms, blow dust on them. 1.5 years to election of candidates, parliamentary. This man will now stop by the roadside and greet the potential delegate and exchange pleasantries. Offer TV give me a right. So it is something that the politician has fed into the delegates, and I don't think it will stop. I don't think it will stop. And that's why I'm saying that even unlike the 2007 NPP flag bearership race, where all the delegates converged at a place, there were about 2,000,
right.
You can afford to raise money. But this time around, for the flag bearership, minimum 205,000 people will be voting in their various constituencies. So somebody may have had maybe already 204,000 have been elected.
Right.
If you don't have anybody in the national executives on your side, and you'll be able to get, let's say, 60% of those elected already, you are home and dry. So for the monetization, those who step down, they realize that, look, people I thought supported me are no more supporting me. So I'll cut my losses, I'll just step down. That's all.
Who is best fit for the NPP chairmanship slot? Stephen Ntim, an old guard who's tried this a couple of times. And one would have thought that, well, because he's tried it over a couple of years, he should have won over Chairman Freddie Blay, who had come from the CPP, but no. Then you have other people who, Samuel Barting, well-known face, and all the other contenders. Who is best fit for the NPP chairmanship job, or per what you know, the figures game, what do you see?
I think that it will be among 3 people, Stephen Ntim, Samuel Barting, and Professor Mayor Kumfi. Stephen Ntim winning will depend on how he answers a question. For the swing voters, some of them will say, Ntim, this is his 5th time. For majority of swing voters, their question they'll be asking themselves, what is there that Stephen Ntim badly wants to be chairman the 5th time? His ability to answer it to their satisfaction will make his winning easier. Because obviously his competitors are going to allude certain things that why? Jacob don't even go 5 times. Why going 5 times? So the way he handles answering this question will make it easier for him or make it difficult for him to win. For the general secretaryship, we did work on these 2 posts. For the general secretaryship, John Gwedu seems the favorite. With Charles Bishop dropping out, it leaves only 2 people who will give John Gwedu a hot race. That is Kudia and Opariansa.
Well, Mr. Epson, sorry to catch you, but you do know that, for example, the general secretary slot, rightly as you stated, Charles Bishop has chickened out, but JFK and Musa Superior, they have asked a critical question. They are asking to know who the members of the NPP are because there is no register at this point. And they have questioned how that is possible going to a crucial election as this. What do you say?
I think that matter can be solved. It is within them. We are talking about what we've done and what people have said. Regarding the delegates register, I don't think that there are so much so many delegates that there is much to be disturbed about. You have up to Saturday, and if there's the register, that should be done. I don't think that maybe they are not aware of the register of voters because they will all converge at the Accra Sports Stadium. So if by today is Thursday, you don't know that there's a voters register and you are now raising issues, one will begin to question who then have you been talking to? Because by now, you should be able to know whether there's a voters register or not. And if you are waiting till Thursday to raise issues, I will be questioning how well prepared are you for the elections. You see my point?
I see.
Yes, they will converge at one place. And you have an idea of who the delegates are. They've done all the elections. So you have an idea who the delegates are. And if by Thursday, before you realize there's no list, I have to ask whether you yourself are prepared for the election.
Could that be a platform for Kululu, as we say in our local parlance?
For every election there's Kululu, but you know, if you are going to this election, you must be able to get your facts and figures. You know, those who have taken it. Yes, I mean, if at this stage you are raising red flags on the absence of a voters register, 2 days to voting, then if you've been campaigning, who have you been talking to? Because you must get the register to be able to know who is a potential delegate on Saturday. You get my point? So if at this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you don't know, you don't have a list, or you haven't seen the voters register, well, I'm sure the party will have a mechanism of dealing with it.
Mr. Benefson, I thank you very much for your time. He's the managing editor of the Daily Dispatch and also a renowned pollster here in Ghana. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have a conversation with a man who had intentioned to be General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, believed in the breaking at the 8 agenda, but he's no longer interested in that slot. Why? We'll find out.